So in the book of Joshua in the Bible, the Israelites were fighting the Amorites, and it says in Joshua 10, verse 12 through 14, it says, "Sun, stand still over Gibeon, and you, moon, over the valley of Ajalon." And it says the sun stopped in the middle of the sky, delayed going down about a full day.
Amazing.
What's more amazing is when this happened, 1400 to 1500 BC, there's different records from around the world. The sun standing still in China and in Egypt, but in Mesoamerica, the Mayans and Aztecs, they talked about how the night never ended. So it was a full day of just night, and they're all freaking out, so they decided to do all these mass sacrifices and stuff. Then in Egypt, this one was actually crazy. They said that the sun changed erratically in the sky, so it was setting in the west and then stopped and then started going backwards.
Wow, that'd be wild.
But the proof of the sun standing still in the Bible was accounted for by different cultures around the world.
Think about the record, though. The other religions and regions were thrust into confusion by the narrative. The biblical account is the reason, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the middle of a conflict. So as far as like, if you were to argue which faith or which place was actually dialed into the causality of the event, our text gives that.
Yeah.
Unlike the rest.
All right, Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawaah, Hasham, Yahawashi, Hasham, Rakah Kwadash. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom, a salute to the hopefully elect, from the least to the greatest. So we just saw a clip on, I believe that that's off of TikTok, Fair Use. I believe that channel is something. I'll get back to it. But yeah, so you saw them spoke on the account of when Joshua, and I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna go into it. It's in this is during the time where we were leaving. We were in the wilderness, leaving Egypt, and at that time, I heard him spoke about the the things that he said in there was somewhat right, but they was kind of going off on when he was talking about the Aztecs and the Mayans. Around that time, the so-called northern tribe, which the Aztecs and the Mayans, that would be the northern tribe. They weren't over there yet. They were still, if we're talking 1500 BC, then that area, the western part of the world, wasn't inhabited yet. Now we were going over there. King Solomon wasn't even born yet, you know. So mankind wasn't over there yet. But all the other parts, so he talk about all around the world, you did have tribes, and they kept account of it, you know. So let's go into it. It's Joshua chapter 10 and verse 12. For the most part, around this time, mainly the Middle East, Europe, the Middle East, a little bit of probably China, and of course Africa, the northern parts of Africa was inhabited, you know. So it says, we can start at 11. It says, and it came to pass, as they fled from before Israel, and were in the going down to Betharon, that the Lord cast down great stones from heaven upon them unto Azekah, and they died. There were more which died with hailstones than they whom the children of Israel slew with the sword. So they was in battle. This was Joshua. All right, they was in a battle. And it, in your spare time, if you brothers want to go into it, you know, this is a great account, you know. So it says, back to verse 12, it says, then spake Joshua to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. I believe the Amorites were another tribe of Hamites, right? Because you got the Ammonites and the Ammonites and the Moabites. That's the Chinese and the Japanese. But then you got the Amorites. Let's look that up. I believe, like I said, I believe the Amorites come out of Ham. We stayed fighting them Hamites, them Philistines. They were one of our worst enemies. Man, it's acting up right now. Hold on. All right, here we go. This app was acting up. All right. Yeah, so let's look up the Amorites. Yeah, see, it says one of the people of East Canaan and beyond the Jordan, disposed by the Israelite insurgent from Egypt. Right. So that, yeah. Another lineage of the Hamites. A clan from coming out of the Hamites. It was the Philistines and the Amorites, but I believe the Amorites end up being, they come from, before the Philistines, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So it says, verse 12, then spake Joshua to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, Sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. So that proves that the sun, this proves that the earth doesn't revolve around the sun. This proves that the sun and the moon revolves around the earth. All right, because he said, told the sun to stand still, and the moon to stand still. You know, he didn't say the earth to stand still. He said sun stand still. So that proves that the sun revolves around the earth, the sun and the moon. All right. So it says, and the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Yasher? So that proves that there's other books out there, you know. But for right now, we're only concerned with the Bible, the Holy Scriptures, what the Lord gave us. That's all we need for right now. So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven, and hasted not to go down about a whole day. So that's an account. I just wanted to get that account, you know, because we wholeheartedly believe in the Bible. You know, these are the Heavenly Father's words. So yeah, that proves, you know, that's just another clip that I saw that I found edifying, you know. So yeah, so the Heavenly Father made the sun. That was a miracle, you know. And before we get up out of here, the Lord's going to be doing miracles in this day and time, you know. So I hope this was edifying. Till again, Shalom.